that storm. But as we move off to the south, notice this area over towards Mansfield, Abbott, Mansfield, Huntington, Crossroads. These are quick spin up tornadoes. This is looking like it's trying to put down yet another tornado. And I was just going to say, this is not only just large hail, it's wind driven hail. Looking at the velocity, some of these latest scans are starting to show brighter greens, showing you that inflow that is still going on Mega Doppler right now.
The storm cycle
itself, because doesn't look, everything is still pretty broad, but I want to keep a very close eye on that area just to the north and west of St. Paul. That a few moments ago, it is in the considerable severe thunderstorm warning, and it looks like it's trying to go tornadic based on the latest velocity scans. This is a mesocyclone that is certainly developing. You can see what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Showing you that severe thunderstorm warning. This was issued at 5:21. It goes all the way until 6 p.m. and we're talking about 60+ miles per hour winds as well as quarter-sized hail. This is our newest severe thunderstorm warning that just came out. It goes until 7:45 p.m.
All of the shower and storm activity moving across into portions of the river valley now. We'll also have to watch out for any prefrontal cells that try to fire off. Those will certainly have an elevated risk of severe weather as well. So there goes that severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect. We also have some tornado possible tags on some of those storms. Then those will try to sag down to the south and could try to disrupt some of your morning time commute. And if you have loved ones traveling on their way home from work, just make sure they're being cautious and allowing a few extra minutes for them to get home. However, that sleet line is a lot further north than you may think, and we still have a lot more activity filtering in off to our west. How it started to shift into sleet, and that's why it's a little bit harder to see. Bella Vista, which is not far from Rogers at all, just to the north, you can see that is all snow. But here's a look at the winter storm warning. Of course, it goes from now all the way through 3 p.m. on your Sunday, the largest winter storm warning in my very young career that I have ever seen. And yet this 1-2 punch is going to be a little bit stronger than the precipitation we saw a little earlier, and that's because it doesn't have to fight off as much dry air. In behind this, check out these wind chills as we go throughout the next several hours into tomorrow. Negative wind chills for your Sunday, high temperatures struggling to get out of the teens. Warm air aloft over our heads, that actually melts the snowflakes into rain. Why when that raindrop falls back into that thicker layer of cold air, it refreezes into an ice pellet and we get sleet. We hear a lot of meteorologists talking about CAP, and that's when we're referring to a warm layer of air aloft that will prevent thunderstorms and updrafts from developing. If there's sufficient enough daytime heating, or if there's an area where that warm layer of air is slightly thinner or weaker, then the thunderstorms or the updraft will be able to break through that, and that's where we call the cap being broken, and that allows for explosive thunderstorm development.
It's season 20 of Sunday Night Football.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The turkey rubbing a primetime fight. More than a game, it's everything's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
Base report to the other #1 round pick.
Did you call us the New York Jets? No, I think we're playing in Gillette Stadium, the Patriots. We got Gillette Stadium weather for our weekend as well. High temperatures struggling to get above freezing for your Saturday. Much chillier wind chills as well, letting you know how long that cold snap lasts just after this quick break.
Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Davion Huggins, certified most accurate by weather rate.
It's yet another hot and humid afternoon here as some of the students across Northwest Arkansas went back to school. This is a live look from Fulbright Junior High School over in Bentonville, where they go back to school tomorrow. And spoiler alert, yeah, it was hot today and tomorrow will be no different. Temperatures outside right now in the upper 90s across Northwest Arkansas, except for in the higher elevations over towards Harrison. And check out the River Valley. Fort Smith, the warmest spot on the map at 101. Actually, it's Boonville at 102 degrees. So we're seeing these temperatures continue to rise in the 5 o'clock hour. Feels like temperatures factoring in some of that humidity. Of course, it feels well over 100 for a lot of us across the area. And again, this will be the pattern that we continue to see locked in place for the foreseeable future. So for right now, those heat advisories continuing to grow in coverage as well. We would not be surprised if we get filtered into this as we head towards tomorrow, but heat advisories in place until 8 p.m. each afternoon, likely throughout the entirety of this upcoming work week, as well as school week, and over in McDonald County, extreme heat warnings. So as you send more students back off to school tomorrow, Bentonville going back to school, Fayetteville also going back to school, warm and muggy at the bus stop, so maybe dress light, especially in light colors. And then by the time you head to the afternoon, very hot with those temperatures climbing into the upper 90s. So for parents, especially parents of little ones, make sure you're packing an extra water bottle for them as they head off to school. Teachers, make sure you're allowing students to drink water before, during, and after recess. And a big one, of course, with carpooling involved. Make sure you look before you lock those vehicles as we step out the door tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, 2-day forecast timeline showing you we're wishful thinking in Northwest Arkansas with an isolated pop-up shower, much like what we're seeing. Although I will say the coverage is likely less than 20%, but we have it in there again as wishful thinking. Temperatures in the River Valley likely eclipsing that triple-digit threshold yet again. So what's going on? Well, the jet stream is the reason we're continuing to see these hot temperatures, or I should say the lack of one. This high-pressure ridge continuing to propagate off to the east, and it pushes all the jet stream energy far off to our north, and we are just sitting under a heat dome for the foreseeable future. So you can see our average high temperature this time of year, 90 degrees. We are 10 to 11 degrees above that for the next 7 days. Spoiler alert for the 7-day forecast. And let's just say beyond that, the pattern will continue to be locked in place. Definitely warmer than normal across a huge portion of the south. And even as we look even further out, a high risk of extreme heat being placed under our area for the Weather Prediction Center. So certainly going to continue to see these temperatures build in place. And with the lack of rainfall, we continue to see the probability of drought conditions returning to our area. We're already abnormally dry. Wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some of those drought conditions put back into our area, especially because the rainfall map over the next 7 days continues to look like this. Well, nothing. This is going to be a little bit more than that, but all of the major rainfall will be far off to the north compared to our area. So overnight tonight, very mild, not much of a recovery. Temperatures in the upper 70s, high temperatures tomorrow in the upper 90s to lower 100s. Very hot. There will be a breeze, but Josh, it's going to be one of those breezes where it won't actually really cool you down because it's still very humid. It's kind of like blowing hot air in a hot car. It's not going to help much. So those temperatures really going to be oppressive over the next several days, potentially near record highs in Northwest Arkansas. So Mother Nature, whatever you're cooking, I promise you, it's done. Please take us out of the
Please stop cooking.
Yeah, please stop
We
cooking.
don't want any more heat.
Yeah, we don't. And in the River Valley, unfortunately, those temperatures, again, eclipsing the 100-degree mark for the foreseeable future. So, man, not a bad idea to camp by the pool, even for the students. Maybe swim trunks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had the opportunity to get up really early this morning. I want to say around 5:30. It was really nice, a little breezy. I'm like, I can get used to this. And then by 9 o'clock, I was like, I want to go back inside.
Yeah, and you were outside for a long time, so I can imagine probably feeling a little sleepy, drained, and
Yeah, my eyes are heavy, but you know, Trey Dara's out there as well. You should see him golf, man. 300-yard plus on his drives. I'll tell you what. Let's check in with him in the Patreon Nation room. What's going on, Trey?